Hey y'all, hey. Okay, so I'm back with another dream that I want to share with y'all real quick. I'm Tiffany again, by the way, if you didn't see the previous video. But God normally speaks to me in prophetic dreams, and I'm trying to catch up on a couple that he wanted me to share with y'all. So this one, he said, is calling all underdogs. Okay, calling all underdogs. This next season, this is for you. This is for you. Calling all underdogs. So this was like a really quick dream that I had, y'all. I'm looking at my phone real quick because I'm trying to make sure I don't miss nothing. But yeah, y'all forgive me. I jumped right into this. But anyway, so uh calling all the underdogs, this next season is for you. So in this dream I had, and it was two scenes to this dream. Yeah, about two scenes. So in the first scene of this dream, it was me and a group of people, right? And we were like learning, we were doing obstacles. It's like if you see yourself at boot camp or something. I don't know why I thought of Major Payne. I love that movie. But like we were all like learning and everything, and I was in last place, right? I was the one struggling the most. I was the one who just seemed like I couldn't get right. I wasn't doing well as anyone else. And like I could hear people's thoughts in my dreams a lot. And the people there were kind of feeling bad for me, like, why is she here? Because I was really struggling. Like, so out of my group, I was like the least of them. Like I was last place out of the group I was in. And I was in the first scene, right? So then second scene of this dream, we're all like in this room. We're all in this room sitting at desks or in different desks. And I'm all the way in the back of the room. And this guy enters the room who's known as the legend, right? And so everybody knows him as the legend. And so when he enters the room, he says, where's the underdog? He says he needs to speak to the underdog. And everybody in the room turned to the back of the room and looked at me. My actual name in the dream was the underdog. That was my name. My actual name was the underdog. And so everybody in the room, they looked at me, and he said, come on, he needs to talk to me. He called me up. He said, come on. And so I got up and I started making my way up there. And as I was walking up there, I got stopped twice. One guy stopped me to ask me a question because he was mad that he was calling me of all people. And he was a little jealous. So he stopped me to ask me a question because he was mad. And then I answered his question, and I started walking again. And then a girl stopped me to ask me a question. And she wanted to ask me a question because she was just curious, because out of all the people in the room, he was calling me. And so she was just trying to figure out why. She was just really curious. So that's why she stopped to ask me. And I stopped and I answered her question. When I turned to the front of the room, he was gone. He was gone. And I was like, oh God. And so I had to hurry up and jog and turn the corner to keep up with him because he was already gone. And I turned the corner and I was like, what's, you leaving? And he's like, you got to keep up. You got to keep up. And like I said, I could hear people's thoughts in my mind. And he in his head, he's like, he's the legend for a reason. He's the legend for a reason. He, in his mind, in his thoughts, I didn't have time. He didn't have time to wait for me while I answer people questions. He didn't have time to wait for me while I kept making stops. He was moving quickly, and he needed me to keep up with him. He expected me to keep up with him. He was not going to wait or pause. He was moving so quickly. And that was the dream, y'all. That was the dream. It was so short. And oh man, I had that dream sometime this summer. But yeah, so what God told me from this dream, he said, calling all underdogs, this is your season. This next season is for you. Okay, y'all. Okay, so yeah, that was the dream. God said, calling all underdogs, this next season is for you. And he brought up the scriptures talking about the last shall be first and the first being last. He brought up those scriptures. So, and I was trying to, okay. So in the beginning, the first scene of the dream, he was showing how I was struggling. I was struggling to keep up with everybody. I was in last place to where people even felt sorry for me. I was in last place, like really struggling. And then the second scene of the dream, I'm the one that he actually, the legend comes in and he calls me out of all people. And so one thing God showed me is he's going to be moving fast. He's going to be moving so fast. As he calls you from the back to the front, he's going to be moving so fast. It's going to happen so quickly. One minute you're going to be in last place. The next you're going to be in the front of the room and you're going to continue going past that. Okay? And the two people that stopped me, like I said, the first person stopped me because he was jealous. He was upset. He didn't understand why he was picking me out of everybody. And the other person stopped me out of curiosity. They just wanted to know how I was getting picked. They didn't have any bad feelings towards me. They were just curious. And so something God pointed out along the way, you may have people that stop you to ask you questions. Not to be mean or anything, you're going to have to really pray to God for guidance on, on delays, on like, should you stop and answer certain questions? Should you stop and do this? Should you stop and do that? Right? Because what I was seeing from the dream, as he calls you from the back to the front, it's going to happen fast. And a lot of people are going to take notice. These people did not talk to me like that. Them two people that stopped me to ask me a question, they weren't talking to me the whole class. So all of a sudden, they're stopping me as I'm trying to move forward to ask me questions, to get advice, and this, that, and the third. But they didn't ask me nothing the entire class until I was on my way to the front. And so, anyways, that's something that God pointed out, y'all. So, anyways, he said, calling all underdogs. This next season is for you. The last shall be first and the first shall be last. And he's going to be moving quickly. He's going to be moving quickly. So just be careful about distractions, because you will have some distractions, and some will be intentional and some will be completely innocent. But the point is, during this season, when he's calling you from the back to the front, it's going to happen quickly. You may not have time to stop and answer questions. They may have to get their questions answered later or get them answered by God. But my point is, it's going to happen quickly. It's going to happen quickly. Okay. That's something he emphasized. And like I said, when I turned that corner to catch up with him, like, you leaving me? He's like, he ain't got time. He just, in his mind, I could hear his thoughts. He's like, I don't have time for this. Like, do you think I'm going to sit here and wait while you sit there and stop and talk to all these different people? And so, anyways, y'all, that was the dream, basically. That was the dream. And God said, it's calling all underdogs. Calling all underdogs. This next season is for you. The last shall be first and the first shall be last. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed. And if he's giving y'all something to do, be working on it, because everything is going to happen so fast. He kept emphasizing that everything was going to happen quickly. It's going to happen quickly. All right, y'all. Y'all be blessed.